Hey everyone, in today's live I wanted to talk about what to do when you've let yourself down. So there's two instances where this would occur. It's either you've let yourself down from not measuring up to a standard you've set, a goal you've set, an expectation that you have of yourself, or you've let yourself down by your reaction or interaction to an external circumstance, whether it's your job, friends, relationship, what have you. You've had this interaction or reaction and you have let yourself down. So in the first situation where you let yourself down just internally, something that you're struggling with, the first place to go and look is at your motivation and what your motivation was to get to that point, to hit that goal, to hit that measurement. Because motivation is something that keeps you focused on what you need to get done. So we all have a tendency to procrastinate or put things off, in some respects and in some ways. But if you've just quote unquote failed at hitting this goal you've set, it's usually tied to your motivation. So it's important to go back to that and figure out, did you have ownership of this goal, this journey that you're on, or was it something that was kind of pressed upon you from, an external factor? And really get down to whether it's something that you truly wanted to begin with and want. And maybe you do, but maybe it's turning out to look a little bit different because you've gone through the first part of it and now you're having to figure out how and why you want to do something. So it's really important to think about your motivation factors and what is motivating to you. The second circumstance is normally because you've had an interaction or reaction. And so a lot of times that is a trigger from an emotion that you're having within that circumstance. So emotions are usually going to determine your emotions and therefore your reactions to something. So it is important to figure out what it is that you're thinking about. And so if you've hurt someone's feelings, it's important that you go to the root cause of what you were thinking about in that time. And so when you approach that person to help you move past this, you are able to know what you were thinking about at that time and what you were trying to focus on, and what the point from the perspective of what you were trying to get done. So that is a big part of how you reacted to someone, is what you were thinking about in the time. And 9 times out of 10, it could have been something completely unrelated to that interaction that you were having. So if you are able, if it's something that you can take ownership of and apologize for, do that and work through those thoughts. If it's something that you just did and you can't really go back to that time or that place, you have to recognize that you are past that point in your life. And that seems like a silly answer, but there is no other time that you have than now. And so learning to let go of the pain or hurt or disappointment you have is important to recognize, how to get past it and how to move forward and to really give yourself grace. God is the ultimate forgiver and he gives us grace upon grace. And so that's an expectation we should have of ourselves as well. Things that we cannot change, we cannot live those pains out every single day because they will affect you now. And the only time that you do have is right now. So it's important that you truly try to understand your emotions behind it, what you were thinking about at the time, and then move forward in that place, asking God to soften your heart in those areas to help you deal with that and to move forward. And that's what you have to do for yourself as well. So these are some things to do when you let yourself down. I hope it helps, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye for now.